Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to the Playbook podcast. You're all probably wondering what in the world's going on. It's just me today. Talk with the boys. They're out. Jaden and Trey are gone. They're in New Mexico for a church retreat. So just praying for safe travels for them. And they come back and we'll have a regular scheduled episode, of course, on Tuesday. But I just wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about a couple things in the sports world. Talked with the boys. We decided that when big news happens in the NFL or the NBA or whatever sport it may be that we're covering, that we're going to hop on here and do kind of a bonus episode. And that's kind of what today is. It's a bonus episode. We're a couple days late, but as you could see in the title, I want to talk about DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. We should have been doing this kind of the whole season, but we're new, we're trying to learn things of that nature. So I wanted to hop on here really quickly and discuss that with you guys. Also, since I'm here, I'm also going to kind of talk about the first game of the World Series as well, but it'll be really short, probably 10 minutes at the most, but I want to hop in here. Let's get started. So yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, guys, to the Kansas City Chiefs, big old blockbuster trade that happened a couple of days ago. I kind of just want to briefly discuss it, and I wanted to do this before Sunday, so you guys could watch this and then be prepared for what might happen on Sunday. But the Chiefs acquired DeAndre Hopkins for a conditional 5th-round pick a couple of days ago, and that condition is playing time in a Super Bowl appearance. And if he plays enough and the Chiefs make the Super Bowl, the Titans will then receive a 4th-round pick. So what does this mean for the Chiefs? What does it mean for the AFC? Kind of where do things stand now? Going into this week, the Chiefs were 6-0, obviously, the best record in the NFL, the only undefeated team in the NFL, a lot of things like that, things of that nature. But what does this do? So as we all know, Rashee Rice out for the season, torn LCL, whatever ligament it was something I hadn't really heard of, an injury of that nature. He's out for the season. We all know Hollywood Brown, the free agent acquisition from the Chiefs, also likely out for the season. He might play kind of December-ish. They might get him back for a playoff run, but they're really thin at wide receiver. And then the guy they brought back, Juju Smith-Schuster, was having a good year, especially, after Rice went down. He went out last week versus the Niners. So the Chiefs kind of in disarray in terms of the wide receiver position. They really only have Xavier Worthy. Looking at PFF gradings really quickly here. So their wide receiver, Justin Watson, is ranked 112 out of 126. Not a very good rating. He hasn't really been used. He caught a couple passes here and there. Xavier Worthy, 59 out of 126. Not bad. He's had a couple good games. And he's actually graded extremely high for running the football. But Sky Moore, obviously, we know is not great. He's not even ranked on PFF. And they were really struggling, right? And we know Travis Kelce obviously kind of had to step it up. He's ranked 15 out of 73 of tight ends. But we know that their offense was kind of going to take a hit, right? Now, obviously, they have Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, the best quarterback ever. He might not be the GOAT yet, but of course, by the end of his career, a lot of people, myself included, have said he'll probably be the GOAT. And what would help that is a three-peat. And I think that without their top guys at wide receiver, they were going to struggle to do so. So, what do? They go out and get him a dog, a weapon in DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is a kind of, he's a big wide receiver, 6'1", weighs about 212. He's been in the league for quite some time now. I believe he's 32 now. Let me double check that real quickly. But the main thing that I think DeAndre Hopkins adds to this team, 32. Yeah, he's 32. He might not be the fastest anymore. He's not the tallest. He's not 6'4". He's not 6'5". But what he does is he gives the Chiefs a sure-handed third down and long wide receiver option, which I think is obviously fantastic for them, especially with Juju Smith-Schuster out. What a lot of defenses I think we're going to do, moving forward before the DeAndre Hopkins acquisition was they were going to double Travis Kelce, and they were going to have a safety kind of shadowing Xavier Worthy so he couldn't blow the top off of the defense. And they were going to be able to do that because, quite frankly, the Chiefs were really thin at wide receiver. But now what this does is it gives Mahomes a guy, right? It gives him a guy who can make plays on third down, specifically those third and longs. And you have Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins as options on third down, with maybe Xavier Worthy getting open on a fade route or things of that nature, or running deep, a go route, all of those things. And I think that that's really, really a big time bonus for the Chiefs. This is obviously a big acquisition. But what I also think will help is the red zone, right? We know the Chiefs, Mahomes has kind of had to take matters in his own hands in the red zone, like he did against San Francisco on that touchdown run when he absolutely flattened that Niners DB. I forget his name, but man, he took matters in his own hand and did that. But now he's got a guy who can run the fade route, who can get open in the end zone, who has glue hands. This guy does not drop balls. DeAndre Hopkins has glue hands. You give that to Mahomes. Now, remember, this guy the Chiefs wanted him last year, right? The Chiefs wanted him last year, and they weren't able to do so because the Titans gave him a lot of money, and it was what he was looking for. The Chiefs had their eye on him for a while. And I know a lot of people have brought up the point that maybe the Chiefs mentioned this when they traded L'Jarius Sneed to the Titans. They're like, hey, just so y'all know, we're still interested in DeAndre Hopkins, if you're looking to get off of him later in the year. And maybe they did that. I'm not sure, but whatever they did, it worked. Brett Veach gets his guy another weapon, gets Mahomes another weapon. And we know Mahomes has been struggling, but the team has been winning because of how good that defense is. And I think that can be sustainable in the regular season, but I do think that this was a much needed move because the Chiefs need somebody to help, get the load off of Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce, and that's exactly what DeAndre Hopkins does. This is big time moves for the Chiefs. They probably saw Amari Cooper get traded to the Bills. They likely saw Devontae Adams getting traded to the Jets. No, I don't think the Jets are that good still, but they saw these other AFC teams making moves, specifically the Bills, and they're like, hey, our number one went down. Our guy we signed on the offseason still isn't ready yet. Juju Smith-Schuster went down. What we need to get our guy another weapon to kind of match that, and also, not give up the future. There were reports that Cooper Kupp was in the mix going to the Chiefs as well, but the Rams wanted a second, and the Chiefs just don't do that. The Chiefs don't give away those kind of picks. Why? Because they're in such a unique position where they are win now, but they also have draft capital on draft capital for the future. And that's one of the reasons why this team is likely going to be a dynasty. And things like this are why it makes it so frustrating to be a Dallas Cowboys fan, even though I'm not. You guys know I've given up my fandom for the time being, but that's what makes this so frustrating, right? You have a team who is off back-to-back Super Bowls. Guys, the Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls in a row, and all of these things, they've been to Super Bowls, they've been to AFC title games since Mahomes has been a starter. And what do? They don't sit back and rest on their laurels. They don't think that they're so good that they can get away with anything. They go and they get better. That's what good teams do. That's what dynasties do. That's when the Patriots got Tom Brady, Randy Moss, right? Things like that. Just these teams loading up, getting players, right? Chiefs are doing that. Chiefs are getting their guy a dog. DeAndre Hopkins might be old. He at the draft combine, he ran a 4.57. He probably can't run that anymore. He's probably more like a 4.7. Doesn't matter. He can run routes and he can catch the freaking football. And that's what Mahomes needs right now. That's what he needs. He needs in the middle guy, kind of what Rashee Rice was doing before he got injured. Kind of the guy running the slants, the guy running in the flat, the guy who can get those big third down possession catches. Man, I can't believe the Chiefs were able to pull this off for such a cheap price. I mean, at worst, you're giving up a 4th round pick for potentially a guy who catches a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Like, Yeah, it's really mind-boggling to me that the Chiefs were able to do this. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I do like Mahomes. Obviously, he went to Texas Tech, and I graduated from Texas Tech. So there's obviously me and him are a lot alike, minus the $500 million and being really good at football. But it's crazy. I'm not even a Chiefs fan, and I just look at this and I'm like, how do the Chiefs do this? How do the Chiefs constantly do this? Brett Veach is just a brilliant GM. So what happens? The Chiefs lose their best wide receiver. The Chiefs lose their best running back, Isaiah Pacheco. So Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco are out. They give Carson Steele, I believe is his name, a chance at running back, their rookie. And let me just double check that's his name. I want to get his name correctly. I believe that's his name. Let me see. So they give this rookie a chance. Yeah, Carson Steele. They give this rookie a chance. He doesn't do as good as they were hoping for. He fumbles the ball. What do they do immediately after that? They go get Kareem Hunt. Hey, Kareem, come back. And what has Kareem Hunt done for them since he's been back? Well, he's been fantastic for them, right? If you look here at Kareem Hunt, he's been awesome for the Chiefs so far this year. So he's got in his 2 games that he's played, he's got 249 rushing yards. I think it's 3 games that he's played, 249 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Like huge for the team. And then Rashee Rice is out, and then Juju Smith-Schuster goes out. What does Brett Veach do then? Goes and gets DeAndre Hopkins. This is why the Chiefs are a dynasty. This is why the Chiefs are good. I can't stress that enough. This is why they are so good. They have the youngest defense in the NFL with Chris Jones. They have the best quarterback in the NFL, the best coach in the NFL, and Brett Veach keeps giving these guys weapons and a chance. And that's really all you can ask for your GM. So it's kind of a Brett Veach episode almost. So, kind of the unsung hero. I know a lot of guys don't really, the casual watchers of the NFL don't really get all the stuff that goes on. I totally understand that. Just like to watch football sometimes. But Brett Veach, GM, Kansas City Chiefs, fantastic job, man. Got these guys, got your quarterback, another weapon. And when all their other guys come back, if at worst, DeAndre Hopkins plays just this year and then maybe retires or whatever if they win a Super Bowl. But at best, next year, you're going to have Rashee Rice back. You're going to have Hollywood Brown. You're going to have a second-year Xavier Worthy. Isaiah Pacheco is going to be back, and you're still going to have DeAndre Hopkins. And this is probably Kelsey's last year, but at best, Travis Kelce again. And this just great pickup by them. I said I wasn't going to go that long. I've already gone 12 minutes talking about how awesome the Chiefs front office is, but I can't stress it enough. So what does this mean for the rest of the AFC? Bad. It's bad news for the rest of the AFC. Obviously, the Ravens have been playing extremely well, but what do they struggle the most against? The pass. What did the Chiefs just add? Another wide receiver, another really good wide receiver, even in his age, still really good, who hasn't played meaningful football in a long time. And that's what he said. He said, it feels good to be able to, it's going to feel good to play meaningful football again. So you're getting a rejuvenated DeAndre Hopkins. And what do the best teams in the AFC struggle against? The pass. The Ravens struggle against the pass. Some people still really high on the Bengals. They struggle against the pass. The other teams in the AFC, like the Bills, they don't have that vaunted secondary they had a couple years ago. Bad news. This is just them matching and keeping up with the rest of the conference, and kudos to them. Kudos to that front office. And I'm really excited to watch this. They do play this week. They play against the Raiders. So not only do you get Mahomes with another weapon, you get the revenge game because the Raiders were calling Patrick Mahomes Kermit the Frog. So it's going to be probably a pretty rough game for them. That Sunday, 3:25 Central kickoff. Really looking forward to watching that game and seeing how DeAndre Hopkins can fit in with this squad, how he can help this team, especially on third down. So that's kind of all I had for about DeAndre Hopkins. Real quickly, guys, I just want to briefly cover the first game of the World Series just because there's going to be a couple more games played before we're able to meet again on Tuesday. But game one was fantastic, guys. If y'all missed that game, I highly recommend going back and watching it. It was an all-time. It went to the 10th inning. It was unbelievably good. We had a Freddie Freeman grand slam walk-off in the 10th inning. Oh my goodness, on a bum ankle. Just unbelievable. The stars were bright except for Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, we're going to talk about him real quickly. But the stars were bright. Giancarlo Stanton, another home run. Ohtani had a triple and a run, and Mookie Betts was the one that they got the RBI for Ohtani. It was just the stars were out, except for Mr. Judge. Aaron Judge has been so disappointing in these playoffs, and he was just quite frankly awful in the first game of the World Series. The Dodgers respected Juan Soto more than they respected Aaron Judge. They intentionally walked Soto, and they placed their bets against Aaron Judge. And what did he do? He struck out. Just really rough. He's going to have to be better if the Yankees want a chance, because I don't think Ohtani played as good as he could have. He probably knew there were probably 2 or 3 balls he was pitched that he should have absolutely ripped 430 feet, right? But he didn't do that. He's going to be better. I think Mookie Betts is going to be better. I thought Mookie played a great game, but I think he's going to be better. I think that the Yankees desperately need Aaron Judge to step up and make some plays if they're going to want to win this World Series, because 63% of Game 1 winners go on to win the World Series. That's courtesy of Fox Sports data right there. Awesome. Super excited for the rest of the World Series. But yeah, that's kind of my initial thoughts on the World Series. Really looking forward to that. I did pick the Dodgers to win, and my 2 co-hosts picked the Yankees. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series, guys. That's really it. That's about all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to come on here and discuss those 2 things with y'all. Be on the lookout for more stuff like this. We want to, maybe throw in a couple bonus episodes here and there throughout the week, depending on what goes on throughout the week in the sports world. So, really, really looking forward to the rest of the NFL season. Really looking forward to the World Series, and I'm looking forward to being able to experience and share my thoughts on it with all of you guys. So thanks again for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys again on Tuesday with the full squad back. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your weekend and enjoy some Sunday football.